My name is Vivian.
What's your major in?
Now I'm majoring in Bachelor of Business.
Alright, so today we would like to do an interview about the topic of anti-corruption and bribery. Can I ask you some questions on this topic?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. Do you understand what anti-corruption is?
To me, anti-corruption maybe talk about fairness. Like everyone want to follow the rules and cannot take any shortcut about the bribery or fraud.
In your daily life, do you pay attention to the corruption case that happening around you? Why or why not?
Not really, unless it's a big case that everyone talk about it.
Alright, I understand. What kind of impact do you think corruption will bring to the society or individuals?
Corruption may be reduce the society trust. For example, when people see their leaders start to corrupt, then they will stop believing in the system.
Yeah, I agree with you. So next, move on to the next question. So to the next question, what do you think the anti-corruption efforts is important?
If without anti-corruption efforts, the citizens will stop to trust on their government or any institutions.
I agree with your opinion because if there's always corruption cases happening on the top level of the country that leading the whole country, it will really cause a lot of unfair to the citizens. So for the last question, the 1MDB scandal is one of the most well-known corruption case that happened early in 2016 in Malaysia. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, there was a shocking news at that time. There was a large amount of money stolen.
Yeah, you're right. And do you have any thoughts on this case or any value you learned from this case?
I think that the corruption maybe harm the entire Malaysia economy right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. So thank you for accepting the interview.
You're welcome.
May I know your name?
I'm Jolene.
What's your majoring in?
I'm majoring in Bachelor of Business.
Alright, so we would like to do an interview related to the anti-corruption and bribery case. Can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, of course.
For the first question, do you understand what anti-corruption means?
I think it's about stopping people from using their power to take unfair shortcuts.
In your daily life, do you pay attention to the corruption case that happening around? Why or why not?
Yes, I do hear about corruption from my family, so I kind of pay attention to them.
Right, understand. For the next question, what kind of impact do you think corruption has bring to the society or the individuals?
So I think corruption weakens the society because it creates unfair systems where those who only hold power get the benefits.
Yeah, I agree with you. So next, why do you think anti-corruption efforts are important?
So stopping corruption helps the country to grow because the resources will be used wisely.
So for the last question, there is a case, 1MDB scandal. It's one of the most well-known corruption case that happened before in Malaysia early in 2016. Have you heard about it? And what's your thoughts on the case, or what value do you learn from the case?
Yeah, I heard this case before. It makes me realize that corruption can happen at the highest level. If there is no accountability, ordinary people will suffer.
Alright, thank you for accepting this interview, Jolene.
You're welcome.
May I know your name?
My name is Ching Han.
What are you majoring in?
I'm currently a Cambridge A-level student.
Alright, so today we would like to do an interview related to anti-corruption and bribery case. Can I ask you some question on this topic?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. For the first question, do you understand what anti-corruption means?
I think anti-corruption is to fight against dishonest and illegal activities, especially in politics and business.
Understand. So for the second questions, do you pay attention to the corruption case that happening around? Why or why not?
No, not really. I think it's mainly because the social medias that I follow don't often show content about this, but I have seen and read articles about popular cases before.
Alright, I see. So next, what kind of impact do you think corruption has bring to the society or to individuals?
I think for individuals, corruption can take away opportunities. For instance, if somebody has paid or bribed a school or a staff, you might lose a scholarship to them, and I think that is very unfair.
Yeah, it's causing unfair. Yeah. Why do you think anti-corruption efforts are important?
I think it's because it ensures fairness and everyone gets to have an equal chance to compete with each other rather than using connections or briberies to get to where they want.
Totally agree. So for the last question, there's a case, 1MDB scandal, one of the most popular corruption case that happened before in Malaysia. Have you heard about it or any thoughts on it or any value you learned from this case?
Oh yeah, I've heard about it, and I think at the time it really damaged Malaysia's reputation and it made Malaysia look like a very corrupted country at a global scale.
Okay, so thank you for accepting this interview.
Yep, thank you.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, yes.
Can we ask you some questions?
Yeah, sure, why not?
What's your name?
My name is Lai Wan San.
And what's your major?
My major is computer science.
Okay, so first question is, do you understand what anti-corruption means?
Yeah, for me personally, anti-corruption means stopping bribery and unfair practices in business or government or basically anywhere else.
Okay, so next, in your daily life, do you pay attention to corruption cases happening around you? Why or why not?
Yeah, for me personally, I do pay attention to a lot of corruption cases around me because I think it affects everyone. I think it affects everyone around me, and yeah, even though we don't see it directly.
Okay, so what kind of impact do you think corruption has on society or individuals?
I think the impact of corruption on the society is going to be huge because the resources are allocated by people who have the power unfairly, so they're going to allocate the resources unfairly. That's what I think.
Okay, so why do you think anti-corruption efforts are important?
I think anti-corruption efforts are important because it ensures the system that's going on in our society is going to be balanced and sustainable in the long run.
Okay, so the 1MDB scandal is one of the most well-known corruption cases in Malaysia. What are your thoughts on it, and have you learned any lessons or value from this case?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I've heard about the case, and it influenced the global economy at that time. So it showed the importance of ethical governance and anti-corruption measures.
Okay,
Yeah, that's it.
thank you.